Get this ready to roll. And we are rolling. Let's see. Chocolate Man Mike. Great content as always, Uncle Steve. Let's see. Looking forward to the live stream. Let's see who else we got on here. We got 5 other people. 3 thumbs up already. 23 seconds in. And I've had like 2 weeks of sciatica really bad. So this is the way my week has been going. Before I had it for the full day. Now I'm getting it for like 3 to 6 hours just in the morning, and then it just kind of alleviates itself as I go on through the day. So it's been a rough week. Last week was even worse. So I've been suffering with that, and I've been getting sick from the medicine and stuff too. So Doug Gilmore, good morning from Colombia. There we go. Good morning from San Diego. That's where I went to cook school when I was in the Navy. Let's see who else we got on here. We got 4 people so far. Let's see if we get some more on here. We got Sinfuls is out tonight. He usually does our moderating for you guys on here. Let's see, we're up to 19 already. Who else we got on here tonight? So yeah, Sinfuls is out tonight. So I'll be doing the moderating myself, I guess. Let's see. Craig Jordan is on board. Good evening, Philippines. Tom Pierre. Good morning, Tom. How you doing? I saw those pictures you sent me. Michael Leguess. Hi, Steve. MM. Good evening. Chuck619. What network or media outlet has good local news English over there? The Singapore Straits Times is a good news outlet. It's a newspaper out of Singapore, and they have English-speaking news. Ron Zombie, what's up? Nothing much, man. Winston Herring Jr., hi, Steve. Anthony Thompson, good morning from Dallas, Texas. How you doing, Anthony? Sai says, good morning from Syracuse, New York. James Gilbert, hello from Laguna. How you doing, James? So we're up to 23 people here tonight. Yeah, we've had I was just talking in the beginning that we've had sciatica here for like about 2 weeks, so that's why I haven't been on as much as usual. But Gene Lamb is on board. Good evening, Steve. Let's see, Nate Viz TV. Hey, from Ocala, Florida, going to General Santos to see my girl. There you go. So we got 32 people, 10 thumbs up already. Let's see, Michael Leguess says, I'm coming in August. So, who else we got on here? Tom Pierce says, I saw where many cities in the PI had the Distinguished Gentleman's Ride, thousands of riders. Yeah, you were telling me, I saw that. That's pretty cool. Mike Akulian says, if you need a Filipina online, did you send her your life savings to build a house and a swimming pool? Message retracted. Okay. I didn't get to read it, so. Lazy Larry says, watching ads, thank you. That's much appreciated. It's the only money that we take on this channel is from the ads. So if you guys don't watch the ads, we don't get paid on this channel. So DL says, why are there so many American expats in the PI and not other Asian countries? I think because people have so many memories here. Their fathers talked about it, when they came back from World War II and everything after World War II. So a lot of us have memories hearing that as we grew up, and also the stories from soldiers coming back from Vietnam and stuff like that, because they stopped in the Philippines, and a lot of us served in the Philippines. I did not, but I heard a lot of stories in the military, and I served with a lot of Filipinos because I was a cook. Craig Jordan says, the Philippine Info Channel, do you have an opinion on the Philippine e-government mobile app? I do not. I've heard a lot about it. I've heard it's working out pretty good so far, but I have not had the chance to use it. I haven't been out of the country in 5 years, so that's about where I'm at. I don't have any intentions on leaving right now. Maybe someday in the future I might go back to the States to visit my family for a while, and that's about it. Nate Viz TV, in your opinion, do Filipinos leave their expats? I would say that the rate is, if you keep them over here, I think more of them stay. If you take them back home to the States, I think they leave quicker. I think the divorce rate generally is probably about the same as anywhere else. But if you find a good Filipino, I think they make a better wife. I will say that. Jimbo L says, hello from Illinois. A. Heyman says, hello, Steve. Good morning to you. Doug Gilmore says, the climate in Baguio sounds good for me. Do you have an idea on how the medical is there? There seems to be limited info on Baguio. I'm not sure about Baguio, actually. That's a good question. I'm not sure how the medical is up there. I've never actually heard much about Baguio as far as medical. I heard that there's limited amounts of expats up there, and that's probably why, because there's probably limited hospitals or medical up there. So, but there is a lot of people that live there, so there must be some sort of medical, but I'm just not sure how good it is. I mean, because the hospitals here are limited. I mean, I can go to a hospital down the street here really close, and there's some good hospitals, there's some bad hospitals, but the really good hospitals are over, like at De La Salle and General, and Dasma, and also in General Gentry Med, which is a good hospital too. Eric Lee says, is the Philippines good option for dental implants? Yes. Any idea of cost per tooth? I have no idea about that, but I can tell you, is it safe and clean? Yes. If you go to De La Salle University Hospital, the dentists there are really good. They charge a little bit more than most of the other dentists, but they're a little bit better and cleaner there. So I would not use, like, I had a problem with a dentist down the street here. She told me I had 8 cavities, and I didn't have one cavity. I had just been checked before I came here, and when she told me I had 8 cavities, I got up and walked out. And when I went to another dentist, I went to De La Salle, and De La Salle told me I didn't have any cavities. Big John 55 says, hello there. I'm coming back to Philippines June 12th. Bought a one-way ticket and going to Puerto Galera. Was there total of 4 months last year when I was in Tagaytay and Dumaguete? I'm not sure what you're asking. Was there total 4 months there? Big John, I'm not sure I'm getting that one. Let's see. Oh, you were here 4 months. Okay, last year when I was in Tagaytay. All right, I got you. I thought you were asking me a question. Everett Tatum McField, yes, is cheaper to do dental work and any other procedure. Yes, almost everything is cheaper here as far as medical. Although they had a 15% inflation rate on medical here last year, so just FYI. DL says, how is the VA clinic these days over there? Do they do surgeries? No, it is strictly a clinic. They do no surgeries. Tom Pear, unless you do it through FMP, and FMP will pay for it. Tom Pear, we raised over $7 million this year for men's mental health and prostate cancer research through all the rides around the world. I was amazed how many expats ride in the PI. That's pretty cool. Richard Stelly, good evening from Angeles. My father is a retired MSCM. He retired here in Angeles 20 years ago. That's pretty cool. Let's see. Michael Chambers, like your channel, I lived in Subic, NAS, 1959 till 62. I was 3 at the time. You may go back if the humidity does not kill me like it almost did in 1960. Actually, it's been humid here, but we get a cool time during the year here in where I live. I'll say it's drier. The humidity is much drier for about 6 months out of the year. To go back to that guy I was talking about, the retired MSCM. I ran into a guy today that was a cook, and he switched over to the CBs. He was actually a Filipino, and we were talking while I was in Kenny Rogers. Tom and Jerry in the Philippines. Hey Steve, good evening. Curious after watching President fall. I noticed in the Philippines walking around can be a little tricky with the uneven sidewalks and stairs. I've almost fallen a couple of times myself. I actually have too, and I get around usually pretty good, but with my back the way it is lately, and my eyes are really bad, especially when I wear these glasses because they're trifocal, so you got to kind of move your head up and down, and I've never gotten used to trifocals, but I wear these to mostly read. Robin Wood says, the cost of dental implants per tooth in the Philippines starts at $1,000, but in the U.S. it starts at $5,000. Yeah, it's definitely different here for the prices. Robin Wood, is that right? Probably is. I would say it probably is. I've never gotten dental implants, so I can't tell you honestly. I can just tell you that it's anything that you do dental here is way cheap. La Salle University Hospital or one of the really good hospitals where they have a dentist. The teaching hospitals are usually the best. Sleven Marcus Reading says, good day, Steve. Have you ever heard of an expat having a problem at airport immigration returning from a visa run to start another 3 years of tourist visa after they've had problems, but they usually let them through. They used some of the guys will hassle you in their immigration, but they've gotten through. The ones that I've talked to, they said that they were hassling them about why, because the guy mentioned that he was here to see his girlfriend. As soon as you say that, they said, well, why don't you get married then and get a marriage, stay here under the Balik Bayan or whatever they call it there. Errol Tatum McField says, Steven, I was watching you from Honduras at this time. I'm watching you from Honduras at this time. As you may know, I reside in South Boston, returning on the 6th of July. That's pretty cool, Errol. Staying in Honduras. I used to go down to Belize quite often, and that's where I used to stay. I used to like rent a compound down there. It was about, I think it was about 5,000 a month. Had a pool and everything in 3 houses, and we used to have friends come over and stuff like that. It was a nice place to stay. Let's see. Harry Brooker says, does a veteran spouse get the same discount for a residential visa, or pay the $10,000 deposit versus the $1,500 veteran deposit? I think they pay $500 and ride on the other one. I think I'm pretty sure for that. Most of the guys that come over here are single. We've had a few married guys come in, but Mary Rose usually takes care of that. If you need help with that, let me know and I'll hook you up with Mary Rose, and she can answer that better. I believe it's like $500 extra or something like that you have to pay. I can't remember because we've done something like that recently, but I think it's just $500 extra, and you put that $10,000 deposit plus the $1,500 veteran deposit. So the spouse rides on that. But some of the guys, if it's a Filipina, it's a little bit different. Okay, because if she's a citizen, there's no charge, So, Dickie Spaz, I've had 3 dental implants, all done in Arizona, cost $3,000 each after insurance. Edwin Kirkland, thank you, Steve. Really need this. God bless you. Dickie Spaz, extraction, bone graft, implant, and crown. It's a long process. Fin Publishing, rather. I've heard a lot of positive things about the Philippines. I'm currently considering moving to either Cavite City or Iloilo. Can you provide me with some information on Iloilo? Iloilo has changed. I was there back in the 80s, the last time I was there, okay? When I was there, it was really rough. I remember running into some Hare Krishnas there, and I stayed at a place called the Pension House. And it was a really run-down place there, and they gave me this big, huge room, and I thought, they're making it sound like it's going to be a really nice room and stuff, and they charged me some really high price for the place, and I went in there, and it was just it was a hole. It looked like an abandoned building with a bed in there. That's what it looked like, and it was awful, just not a nice place to stay. But now Iloilo is totally different than it used to be. It's a really nice place, and it's really coming up through the ranks as a really beautiful place to live too. Let's see, we got 77 and 24 thumbs up. Leonard Lund says, hi from Houston, Texas. How you doing, Leonard? Edwin Kirkland says, again, Steve, please, more information about fiancé visas. Please, Salamat Post, Steve. We can probably do something like that. I'll look into it. Tom's Away says, when will we know if the exit clearance process will change? Probably pretty soon. I know they got some more stuff coming. I think by July we'll know more. There's a lot going on with that, and there's a lot of small changes going on. But I don't think there's gonna be any huge changes. But the exit clearance thing, I heard that's going away for SRRV holders. So we don't need the exit pass anymore too. Eugenia and Albert says, hi Steve, love your channel. Thinking of visiting Philippines in early 2024. What are the best places to stay in your area for a few days? I would say in my area, if you want to stay like right in my area, I would say get an Airbnb at Hope Residences at right near the mall. If you want to look around Tracy, but if you're looking for a place to go down to Batangas for a few days. Batangas is not far. There's all kinds of places down in Batangas you can stay right on the beach. Biero Gano says, being 6 weeks in Cebu as to see if Philippines is for me, so far being good. I was advised actually by Filipinos to try out first 5 months. Yes, I would recommend trying it out over here before you come here if you can. I already had been here before, so I knew what it was like and I knew what to expect. Chuck 619, a bone graft takes 6 months to heal. Solo Journier says, hey, are they really planning to stop people from leaving the country? No. Jim Kenorios says, yes, Robin, more like 8 months average for me. Rattel says dental crowns in Berkeley, California are 2,000. I imagine crowns are much cheaper. Yes, definitely. I don't know what the costs are on those, but I can tell you that they're a lot cheaper. Everything over here, because of the cost of the manpower, is cheaper. It's the stuff itself that is the cost. Dentists are very reasonable over here to have. So aren't doctors. Harry Brooker says, thanks. My wife and I are planning on staying in Guatemala for 2 to 3 years while I work seasonally in the U.S. Summers when visiting Asia, using Philippines as a base. Philippines is a good base. I tell people, if you're gonna come here and go, get one of the cheaper places like this here, and then fix it up and have somebody check it to keep it clean. Cause man, $80 I got my place for it. I love my place, Fresh Aloha says, Aloha, Steve. Love your channel. I'm excited to get there in Leyte in August. I'm going to rent a car to travel the island. Do you know of any scams that I should be aware of when renting cars? No, most of the rental car places around here are pretty good. Just make sure you go through a legit rental car place. I wouldn't go through private places. I would try to find one of the regular rental car places. Look them up online. And do not do private rentals. That's just my recommendation. Dickie Spaz says, Robin, it has always been about 9 months for me. The last one had the implant fell out after 2 weeks due to infection. Carlos Urbasa says, hello, Steve. Can I open a bank account with a tourist visa? Yes. Once you get your ACR card after the first 59 days, usually you have to wait like another 30, I heard it is, another 30 days. So by the 90th day when you get your ACR card from them, you can do that, okay? Wayne Bicknell, hey Steve, love your channel. Sitting here in North Georgia. Been to Manila and Cebu many times. Love it there, and the people. I supported the Coca-Cola employee bottle there in Manila. Same here. Got my Coca-Cola here. Let's see. Let's get some more questions on here, guys. We're running out here. Yeah, as far as the ACR card thing, guys, it's not a big deal. It's 2 months, and then you get the ACR card. But if you're SRRV retirement visa, you don't need an ACR card. Okay, your ACR card exempt. Dickie Spaz says, had to get a bone graft redone. It was 5 months ago. I go for a scan next month. I'm at a year right now. Solo Journeyer says, if an ex-girlfriend says you upset her, will they actually arrest you during the exit clearance? No. It has to be more than just upsetting somebody, okay? I'd be really careful, with some of the women around here, how you handle them. Because I'm hearing a lot of things about people that they're really worried about the woman trying to block them from leaving. It's very hard to do that, I wouldn't worry about it too much. A lot of the girls are just blowing smoke just to scare you and stuff. It's just part of the culture here. Doug Gilmore, my American driver's license will expire in about 1 year. I don't really want to go back to the U.S. How hard is it to get a Philippine driver's license? Once you get your ACR card, I think you have to be here for 6 months. I'm not sure. I'm not sure about you guys, the regular tourist people, how long it takes. I think you can get it after you're here for like 6 months or something like that, I believe. But I'm not 100% sure. I know about the SRV holders. We can get it right away, and Belle at the PRA will take us there, and she'll meet us there rather, and she can get it within an hour for you usually. Okay, unless you're from England. Let's see. 1417D says they require you to have a 6-month visa to get a driver's license. There we go. I was right. Have they changed it? I think that's the same. That's what I was just talking about. I think that's 6 months. Tom's Away says, did you end up not having a group get-together at the end of last month? Yes, we have not had it. We will have one probably within the next week or two, Tom. So if you're on my list, you will be getting an invitation soon. But we were going to have one, but I've been sick with sciatica, so that's why we didn't do it. Dickie Spass says, all the horror stories, 18 years anniversary tomorrow. There we go. Eugenia and Alba says, thanks, Steve, for your suggested place to stay near you. We also plan to stay a week in Manila. Any suggestions on a place to stay in Manila? Manila is full of places, man. I would stay in an Airbnb up there, to be honest with you. Um, I know we have a one of the expats. He lives across the street from me. His name's Rich, and Rich, he's actually one of the contributors on here. He has a thing coming up tonight. I think I put it up for midnight. I think, or around midnight. Um, he's actually showing a place here for $80 in his video. You guys might want to watch it. Really nice place here. But you can rent the Airbnbs for like 35 a night up there. Sometimes cheaper. Harry Bruckner says Philippine National Bank, Woodside, New York has branches in the UK. Has anyone opened an account before leaving the US or UK? You have to open an international account usually. A lot of people think because we have Wells Fargo over here that you can open one in the United States, you'll be good. That's not totally true. You have to open an international account with like $75,000 usually, or some of them might be more than that. Gene Lamb says, I also love Coke, but Diet Coke. Coke's not good for you, but I still drink it, and I should probably slow down a lot more. I've actually slowed down and lost like 10 pounds because I've been sick recently from the medication I've been taking for the sciatica. DL, are there a lot of single woman expats there, or is it just dudes? Actually, there are. That's the funny thing. There are single women that come in here, but there's not a lot. But we've actually seen some of them. We have one down in Mindanao. We have a couple others that came in too. A lot of married women come in here too with their husbands that are American women. So we've seen a lot of that. RLV. Start of PH wet season. Expect floods and traffic. Yes, it's coming. 14-17. Are you feeling better now? My problem is the first 3 to 6 hours every day. I can barely walk with the sciatica. It's getting better in the morning, thanks to Susan, my therapist. She's fantastic. She helps me with exercises and the massages and stuff like that. And I think she's the only thing that keeps me rolling now, because if it wasn't for her coming over and helping me, I don't think I'd be up and walking right now. The medication has made me sick, so sometimes I can't even be on it, but I have to suffer with the pain longer in the morning. So Lazy Larry Lee says, I prefer Coke Zero. Yeah, I don't drink Coke Zero. I'm not a big fan of it. Coca-Cola equals liquid crack. ROV dental cleaning in Pasig 1000, less than $20, around 45 minutes. Yes, same at De La Salle. It's right. I think it's 1,000 or 1,500, but they do a good cleaning there. Tom's Away says, I'm currently in Airbnb near Mega Mall in Mandaluyong. Only $435 a month. That's actually a great deal, man. Jeeves Winston says, hey, Steve, Belize was awesome. The people there were so decent and approachable. Tough to come home after a free-flowing hostility here in New England. PH is my next trip. Best month to visit. Best month to visit, man? I would say January to May, anytime during that time. Even December is a good month, but it's expensive to come over here. So I would say January through May. 14-17, the best way to send money is GCash. They charge 20 pesos per 1,000, and they will take it out of the money you sent. Saturn 60 says, with new visa rules, will an ACR card be required at the 60-day mark at the first extension? I'm not sure. They are changing things on stuff, but I don't see that that's going to change. The ACR thing, I don't think it's going to change. Unless it comes more in line, helps come more in line with the changes. The changes are only for the initial extensions and stuff like that, from what I'm seeing. So it's not the 36 months, I don't think. A lot of people are passing around that information that the 36 months will change. I honestly don't think that's going to change. I do not see that happening, and most other people do not either. Rattel says, not to say it couldn't happen, it could, but it's not likely. Rattel says, do Philippine dentists use aesthetics? Is the methodology for dental procedures the same as the USA? Just checking. Actually, I'm sure the best dentists in the Philippines are as good as in the USA. There's good dentists and there's bad dentists here, just like in the United States, but there's more bad dentists here than there is good dentists. You got to find a dentist that works in a hospital, okay, or a good dentist facility. And when you go to a dentist and you start seeing some irregularities, just walk out and go to a different dentist. But don't go to these street dentists where you walk in, it's a dirty office or something like that. I walked in and I was not content with the office down the street here at all, and that should have been a red flag right there. Joe Kindle says expat support is comments section best. Expat support is comments section best. I'm not sure what you're trying to get at, Joe. Gene Lim, I'm in the U.S. They have all kinds of Coke. Diet Coke, Coke Zero, and others. Yeah, we have lemon Coke and cherry Coke with vanilla over here that you can order on Lazada. Harry Brooker says there's a surprisingly number of senior single women in Guatemala near Lake Adelon from U.S. It helped to convince my wife to leave the U.S. That's cool. That's actually pretty cool. Big Time 911 says, question heard a new SRV you need to have 2 years active duty. Is that yes? Is there a waiver if you have less? No, there's no waiver. You got to have that 2 years. Okay, there's no waiver for that. 1417, you're right about the dentist. Yes, we have a good dentist here. Like I said, at De La Salle. You can go to De La Salle and use any of their dentists in there. They're all good. One's the wife of the guy I go to. Craig Jordan says the Philippine Info Channel, nice small locations on your recent vlogs. Yes. Have you visited the Greenbelt? Yes. And the power plant malls in Makati. I don't know if I went to the power plant malls. It's possible I did, but I went to so many malls while I was up there. I'm not sure. Those two are favorites of mine to hang out. I like that Trinoma Mall actually, up in Quezon City. That was kind of nice. And I went to some of the ones down in the upper part of Manila that were nice, but I don't remember the name. There was one that I went to that had a Texas Roadhouse in there, and they had live bands outside, and it was phenomenal. PH Expat Prep says, good Saturday night, Steve. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Joe Kendall says, do you have Facebook group for questions? I do not, Joe. Joe, if you want to reach me and you need to talk to me, it's Steven with a V 5975 at yahoo.com. Steven with a V 5975 at yahoo.com. Okay, and you can send me questions, or you can even ask me for my phone number if you want. My American phone number or my Philippine number, whichever one you need. Ask me for it, and you can call me up, and you can shoot all the questions you want at me. I'll talk to you between 6 and 9:30 any night. Okay, Bijan Bain says, my folks are from Haverhill, headed back to Southeast Asia in 3 weeks. It's the home of John Cena, too, Haverhill. I used to work in Haverhill for one of the mental health organizations over there as a therapeutic mentor. I actually liked working over in Haverhill. I worked on the acre section, too, most of the time. Most of the people that I had were up on the acre. I'm sure you're familiar with that. I used to go downtown a lot to Subway, and they had some good restaurants on that main street there. Dave Wilson, is one of your videos, you said you pay $700 a month. No, not seven. I never said I paid $700 a month for health insurance. I said I pay like about $1,200 a year for health insurance over here. Never said I pay $700. You got that wrong. I'm not sure where you got that. You can. I think I said you can pay $700 for some of the insurance policies. You can pay $700 per year, depending on what type of insurance you want. There is some insurances out there if you want to be on a ward, or you can get the one on the semi-private or the private. I got the private, and I pay about $1,200, somewhere around there. So, but yeah, that's $700. That's not per month. It's probably per year. I was probably talking about. Tom's away. They should invent coconut and rice Coke for the Philippines. There we go. I don't know if coconut would go good with Coke. 1417 says, what year did you first visit the Philippines? 1980s. It was in the mid to late 1980s that I first come to the Philippines. And I married a girl. We stayed together for about 10 years. And then it was like I think it was like later in the 80s. It wasn't the mid 80s, like late 80s. And then we got back, and then just it didn't work out well. Like they say, don't take them back to the United States. And I'll stand by that 100%. Joe Kindle says, thanks. You're welcome, man. RC and Jax, hey Steve, going to Palawan next week for 3 weeks, then full-time retirement there for 12 months later. That sounds good. Lazy Larry C, Steven, remember to mention if the time is Philippine time or not. Yes, if you guys contact me, it's 6 o'clock at night my time, so it's morning your time. Okay, so it's 6 to 9:30 when you guys go to call me.
And if you need to call me, it's Steven5975 at yahoo.com, and I will send you my number. And we answer the emails like anywhere from a day to 3 days, because I've had the sciatica and it's been kind of taking away some of my time. So I still want to have private time too. Mark Richard, are there chiropractors near you? Yes, there are, and I'm actually contemplating going to get one. But I've been working with this therapist that's really good, and she has helped and it has alleviated it. And I think a lot of it's the exercises and stuff that she's helping me do. Um, see, Big Time 911 says, Steve, what is your email again? Steven5975 at yahoo.com. Steven is with a V, obviously. Okay. Steven5975 at yahoo.com. Dickie Spaz says, how has inflation affected the price of food and electricity in your area? Actually, electricity is going up here a little bit, it seems like. And food is really going up. And medical costs went up 14.3%. One of the insurance agencies sent me a thing and told me, Pacific Cross actually told me that. Let me see. Arnold Vales says, how often do you go to Manila? That's quite a long travel time from Tracy. About an hour and a half, depending on traffic. Have you ever thought about living closer to Manila? No, I love the place where I'm at, the house that I live in here, because there's less pollution where I live, and it's nice here. It's quiet. I live down back here. I like it here. It's beautiful here. Big John 55, health insurance for my extended stay. What do you recommend? Pacific Cross. They have all kinds of insurance. I think they might even have short-term insurance. You can talk to Michael Onstad. If any of you guys are looking for insurance, Michael Onstad on Facebook Messenger. It's Onstad, okay, with a D. Onstad. Michael Onstad, okay. My middle-aged adventure says, I appreciate all your videos and all the help you give us. I'm moving here in September to Tagaytay. Tagaytay is about 2 towns over from me. So if you ever need help, and you can also join our get-togethers too. If you get here and you want to join, contact me at that email I just gave out, Steven5975 at yahoo.com. Craig Jordan says, the Philippine Info Channel, the Power Plant Mall is in Rockwell. It has a nice collection of Western-style restaurants you would appreciate. Maybe I'll try to check it out. I'll ask up there. I have some friends up there that I stay with sometimes, and we hang out. And I'll ask them. Carlos Rabasa, thank you. I was denied at the BDO Bank in Cavite, Tanza, to open bank account on my tourist visa. Yes, BDO is really funky. Okay, some branches will let you open it, and others will not. As long as you have your ACR card, you should be able to open it, because the one in Tracy will open it for you. They have opened it before. And it depends on the manager, believe it or not, because I've walked in even with the SRRV card and was turned down over in Mungahan at BDO, but when I came to Tracy, they opened it up. So I think it's a lack of training on the managers there. So Solo Journey says, PCR test, SIM card registration, exit clearance. I want to go where they travel restrict me the least. I think there's not much restrictions going on over here anymore. All that stuff is pretty much passé now. Makati Maz says, hi Steve, I'm up in BGC. I agree with you. All those things you say about Mary Rose. Yes, Mary Rose is phenomenal for helping people. And also we can help most people, on the day that you go to Mary Rose. We'll help. If you want, we'll pick you up at your hotel. We charge $3,500. I don't get a nickel off of it. It just goes to the driver. And we'll take you to the PRA. We'll take you to the bank, and we'll take you for your medical, and we'll take you for lunch after. And you're all done by 1:30 usually, and we pick you up about 9. We can even pick you up at the airport if you want. Start your day from the airport. Paul Gibson says, COVID is still running silently here in OZ, but not really in the news anymore. How is it in your area? We don't really hear that much about it here anymore. I heard it was picking up a little, but it's very little. Saturn 60 says, a card that refunds ATM fees like Charles Schwab still leaves you with the bad exchange rate that the ATM charges, right? I don't think so. I mean, it depends on the bank and stuff that you deal with. Each bank is different. I'm not sure about Charles Schwab, how they do on the exchange rates. The exchange rates have been phenomenal recently. We were up to 56.12, I think it was, or 56.18. I think it was the highest it went the other day. That's what somebody told me. I didn't check it myself, but that's what I heard. Makati Mass says, if I go to the LTO office by myself, can I get a new motorbike registered while I wait? Does the PRA offer me any help with registration? Yes. You want to talk to a girl there at the PRA. Her name is Belle, and she can answer all those questions. Okay, Belle is phenomenal. If you need help with her information, if you do have the SRRV Makati Mass, you can contact me at Steven5975 at yahoo.com. Okay, and just ask me for my phone number, and I'll give you Belle's information. Okay, just send me a thing, and I'll answer it within the next 3 days. Okay, and you can call Belle, and she will help you with all that. I heard she's on vacation. I think she might be off vacation this week. She was on vacation last week, but so she should be back. Arnold Vale says, how do you file your taxes? TurboTax, or do you have someone back home submit it for you? Actually, I've had tax problems because of some of these tax sites, such as H&R Block and some of these other ones, because I've had problems with their site, especially H&R Block. I ended up working with a lady at H&R Block up in Massachusetts, and from now on I'm just going to deal directly with one of those site places, and I'll just email them all the stuff, and they'll do my taxes there for me, they said. PH Expat Prep says, BDO made me get the ACR. Yes, most BDOs will let you get your bank account with an ACR card, and if you got the SRRV, bring in your PRA card, and they'll let you have it. Mr. Vapor, what is the price? Let's see. Mr. Vapor says, what is the price per pound of white fish like mahi in the market over there? I'm not sure what it is because I don't buy any fish here, so I wouldn't even be able to tell you that. I do buy fish, like fish and chips when I go to the TGI Fridays or some of the other places like Racks, and it usually runs me like around $10 for fish and chips. So, but I'm not sure about the mahi and any of the other stuff. But I can tell you, fish and chips over here at those places is actually really good. Lazy Larry C says, hello, Makati Maz. Dicky Spaz says, I have sciatica issues. Also, I am able to manage it with walking and stretching. Walking helps me, but I have to get out and walk, and I've been so busy lately because I get up so late. So I have a lot of things to do during the day, and the first of the month is always the busiest for me. So it's been a busy past 3 days because that's when I get all my budget all paid up and everything. Let's see, it says, has helped out a lot, but still have flare-ups every few months. Craig Jordan says, Philippine Info Channel, do you know if insurance producers like Michael Onstad have to be licensed to sell insurance in the Philippines? I'm sure he has to have some sort of credentials, and Michael is all credentialed, so I wouldn't worry about Michael. Michael's really good. He was on Gio's channel just recently, and I talk about him. He is the representative that represents all the guys in my group. I sent him to him, and he does very, very well. He's a really good guy. He's on top of things, and he has the ear of the company, too, if you ever have a problem. Saturn 60, do they make you wait to apply for an ACR card? You have to wait 59 and a half days, I think it is. Or can you apply immediately upon landing? No, you cannot. You got to be in country for 59 days. Kellen D. Sayatko. Hi, Steve. Please shout out me, Kellen, from Quezon City. How you doing, Kellen? Big shout out to Kellen. Let's see. Cindy G. Hello. Cody Rodriguez. Shout out me, Cody. Thank you. How you doing, Cody? Let's see. Makati Maz. I applied for a BDO savings account here in BGC on Tuesday with an SRRV. Still haven't heard from them. You should check back in with them just to make sure, okay? BDO will open up because I open up with them with my SRRV, just FYI. Again, sometimes it's the managers at those places, and you just go to another one because the managers, they're not well trained there. Cindy G, here from Duma. There we go. Zane Underwood, hey, Steven, I made it in hoping all is well. All's good. I just got a little pain in the morning. Cody says, hi, Steve. Dan Cars says, BDO and BPI won't accept ACR tourist card here in Subic, but Security Bank does. Yeah, some banks are funny like that. It's really weird because it's banked. It's not bank to bank. It's well, I should say, like BDO has different things going on at different places, and it's really funky the way that works, Let me see.
get back here. My thing all shut up, so here we go. Finn Publishing says, Steve, COVID-19 at the VA. The VA you don't have to wear a mask. It's now optional. Yes, I was just at the VA yesterday. I'll be there on the 8th. So this is up to date information. Okay, yeah. For a while you haven't had to wear a mask. Yeah, 1417 says I send myself remitly. Good exchange rate. You can send as much as you want. Yeah. Makati Mass says, I texted Belle today. She said it will take about 2 days to get the new registration at LTO. She didn't say if she would come. She didn't say if she would come with me. I think for your license she will. Maybe if you wanted her to go there for the registration, she would probably go with you if you needed help. She's pretty good about stuff like that. You could ask her. Usually I give her a tip, and the guys that go to her give her a tip. Because we take people up there too. We can pick people up and we'll take you up there. I do recommend you can save money by using Grab if you want or something like that. But if you want somebody with you, we'll take you up there. We do charge a little extra because it's all the way up in QC. Let's see. Charles Schwab has excellent exchange rate. Makati Mass says, hey Larry. Mr. Vapor says thanks. Joe Kindle says grilled fish easy to find, not fried. Yes. Grilled fish is pretty easy to find. You can even get it at Kenny Rogers. A lot of places. There's a lot of fish places in the Philippines. RLV says SM exchange rate today 55.30. My go-to exchange shop near Robinson's 55.85. It changes from place to place for sure. Rattel says I know you don't like cooking that much, but is it easy to cook in your apartment? Yes, I actually bought a electric stove today so I could cook. PH Expat Prepper. Joe Kindle grilled and steamed are easy to find. Fish in any style you like, actually, yes. Except for like batter fried fish, it's not really that easy to find. With tartar sauce. You can find it at TGI Fridays and you can find it at Rack's and a few other places. I think they had it at Chili's too, but I'm not sure. I think they do. I'm not sure I think they also had it at Texas Roadhouse, or it used to be on the menu. Tom's away. I withdrew $40,000 yesterday in Makati. Charles Schwab shows that I withdrew $713.58. All ATM fees get refunded at the end of the month. That's cool. That's why I tell people get like a credit union, because most credit unions they refund all your money. Lightning 351 says, hey Steven, just watched a video where the Filipina is 29 and the Westerner boyfriend is 74. That's actually quite common, believe it or not. We have a guy in his 80s, and I think his girlfriend is like in her 20s or early 30s or something like that. Locals don't look down on this? No. What's wrong with older Filipinas like 40 or 50? Nothing wrong with older Filipinas. Actually, a lot of the guys go with the older women here. I think they're the hidden gems here, actually. Some of the women that are older, but some of them also have baggage like us that are older. I mean, most guys that are 60 years old, you got a lot of baggage, Let's face it, most of the guys that come over here, that's why they come here, Mario Golan says, I'm married to a Filipino 11 years here in the States. She owns her condo. I owned a lot in the Philippines, but everything is under her name. Since the opportunity is there for me to get a 13A. Mario Golan, will it affect my Social Security? Coming over here shouldn't affect your Social Security, no. Makati Mass, Fidelity, unless it's disability, that could be a problem. Fidelity refunds me all the ATM fees here in the Philippines with a good exchange rate. For Android 101, hello everyone. Fresh aloha. Hi Steve. What's the best place to get my exchange rate from US to peso? At the Manila airport when I land in August, or at the local bank establishment in the Leyte area when I get there? Some of the banks are actually pretty good rates, actually. It depends on which bank. Commerce Bank is pretty good, or Bank of Commerce, or whatever they call it. That's a pretty good bank. I'm not sure how BDO is on their rates, so I can't comment on them. But I do go to the Commerce Bank or Bank of Commerce or whatever it's called right in Makati when we do the security accounts for the PRA, and they always have good rates there, always. Dave Wilson says, can you pay for everything there in cash
or do some things require debit, credit, or debit cards? Actually, most of the things here, they want cash or Gcash. A lot of places don't accept credit cards here, actually. Most of the big restaurants will and stuff like that, but there are places that the stores that just take Gcash. It's kind of weird sometimes. JT, morning from Chicago. Hope the back is better today. I had about, I don't know, 3 or 4 hours of pain this morning. So it's getting less and less every day. I hope it keeps going that route. I'm getting a little bit worried about it. Some days it's 6 hours, and I can still feel pain running down my leg, but sometimes I take the meds and stuff, and so I know it's the meds shielding it. So it could be that I still have the pain, but the meds are shielding it. But usually by the end of the day, I don't need any more meds. Dickie Spaz says Al Pacino is 83 and still shooting live rounds. His girlfriend is 8 months pregnant. Joe Kindle says at PH Expat Prep, thanks. 1417, I seen that video. Doug Gilmore, Charles Schwab exchange rate at ATM dependent. In Colombia, I can use 3 different bank ATMs and get 3 different exchange rates. Sai says, my girlfriend is 55, looks 35, and I'm 62. That's the way to go, man. If you can find a girl that, is more mature and stuff like that, and they're older, there's a lot of women here that are 55 that look like they're in their 30s. I see it all the time. They look. There's some really good-looking women out there that are in their mid-50s. Even some women that are in their 60s still look decent over here. Don't ever, think that just because a woman's older that they're passe. A lot of us come over here to get the younger women. I think we miss out on some of the real gems out there because some of the older women I think are better, more mature, and they don't play all the games. For Android 101, does the Philippines tax RSS? No, they do not. Let's see. Timmy, Bama has spent nearly 40 days in detention. I actually seen a video of Bama today. It's quite interesting. I guess he had a lot of contraband up there while he was in jail, cigarettes and a whole bunch of other stuff that he had in there too. And somebody did a video about it, and I heard that they went up to that place and they actually took some of the stuff out of the cells up there. One of the other people was saying, I don't know if he was part of that or not, but I'm sure he may have been. Kind of interesting. And they let a few of the guys go, from what I heard. But I'm not sure if that was the place that they went into, but it sounded like it was the place that he was in, from the way the guy was talking. DKF, if you have a bank account in a bank in the Philippines and a bank account in a bank in the USA, can you transfer money safe? Yes, I use Western Union. It cost me like 99 cents to do a transfer, and it takes 1 to 4 days, but usually it takes 4 hours. But it says 1 to 4 days, but it's usually quick. 1417, the malls accept CC? Most of them do, yes. Except for the small kiosks and stuff like that, the big stores usually do. PH Expat Prepper, not all of them though, okay? PH Expat Prepper says for Android 101, no, they do not, nor other retirement investments. Bill 777, hello from North Carolina. Dave Wilson says, can a tourist get a Gcash card? I think I'm almost positive you can, because some of the guys here do. For Android 101 at PH Expat Prepper, thank you. Dickie Spaz says, unfortunately, Bama will be there for a while. He has no means to pat his way out. There are people actually sending him money up there. He is getting money. He showed a whole bunch of money, and people are visiting him and they're leaving him money too. I'm not sure who is, and he's also doing live streams up there while he's in jail, which is, he's not even supposed to have a phone, and he has a phone, and he's doing live streams from up there, I heard. And he was asking for money, and somebody showed that. You guys can look that up. You can look up Barry Jordan, and he'll show up on there, and you can see some of those videos, because there's a whole bunch of new videos up on him. So let's see. RLV says, let's see, wait a second. Joe Kindle says, have you tried the McKenzie exercise, bend backwards? I have. I've tried a lot of exercises. My therapist has helped me with that. She's actually coming over tomorrow at 9 a.m. RLV says, expect lots of foreigners in Metro Manila in August and September, particularly in areas of Pasay, Cubao, Bulacan. We will be hosting the World Cup of Hoops. That sounds pretty good. 1417, if you have a Philippine number, you can get Gcash. Yes. Avalon says, good morning, Steve. Glad you're back. Swimming may may help it. As will acupressure, massage. I've actually been getting that meditation and Tai Chi. Thanks for sharing. Yes, I do swimming. I do swimming quite often. Not quite often, but fairly often. Raj and Bingala Travels. Wells Fargo is one of the big 5 banks worldwide, including the Philippines. Fresh Aloha says, hi, Steve. I just wanted to thank you for all your extremely informative video content that has prepared me immensely prior to upcoming arrival in the Philippines. Much appreciated, brother. Thanks, man. I appreciate that too. Appreciate the nice comments. We have like 1,300 videos, guys. I don't know if you some of you guys know that. There's a lot of videos that we redo sometimes, and some we don't. But there's a lot of videos that go way back, and there's some hidden gems back there that are really good. Tom's away. I haven't seen Wells Fargo there. There is Wells Fargo up in Manila, unless they close. I know some banks have been closing down over here too. Dia, what happens when expats go broke in the Philippines? Some of them end up in the street because I've seen a few of them up near Manila and Rojas Boulevard. There used to be a few of them up there, and we had one right over here in Mangahan that was broke, and he was living in the streets. Timothy Donald, actually there still is. There's a Korean guy over there also. He's broke and he begs in the street. Timothy Darling, hi, good evening. Do you know the difference between SRRV and SRRN? Yes, one's I think it's for businesses or something. I'm not familiar with the SSRN, but the SRRV, it's not SSRV, it's SRRV. Okay. And the SRRN, I'm not that familiar with the SRRN. I know what it is. I am married to a Philo for 5 years, and they gave me permanent residency. Yes, they're gonna be doing a what do they call it? Like a thing for people that earn money. What was the name of it? It's a new thing that they're talking about doing. I'm drawing a blank. I'm sorry because this week's been a rough week. Let's see, Northern BC Life. I agree. I think older Filipinas are worth a look and a chance for a relationship. Absolutely. Dom the Explorer says, good evening, Steve. Let's see. Timothy Don says, thanks, Steve. Maybe someone of your visitors might know. Thanks. Okay. Timmy, Timmy says, have you ever tried a sustained fast, abstain from food completely? Well, I was sick for 3 days, and I didn't eat anything during that time, hardly at all, because I would just throw it up when I was having problems with the medicine here. Ratel says, how is your access to swimming? What are the pools like? There's 7 pools down the street you can access for 220 pesos. 7 in the same place, and there's one of them is a not really beautiful pool that we go to. And there's nobody up there hardly at all, so we always have access to that one. The expats have it all to themselves, basically. JT says, Steve, in July when I see you, I'll bring a massage gun like they use in NFL therapy. I use it and they have great relief. I also use cold laser therapy. I actually have one of the lights over here, and I use that sometimes. And I also have another thing for cold laser therapy for my arm, and that helps a little bit. That helps kill pain too. So that's what they say. I do notice some changes. Also, grounding helps, and I haven't had a chance to do the grounding because I'm so busy. Northern BC Life. Hi, Steve. Where do you swim? At Villa Feliciana. It's in Indang, in the ocean, in the pool. In the pool. Sometimes I go down to Batangas, not very often. Are there some decent beaches and swimming spots close to Tracy Montez? Yes. You got to travel a little bit, but they're not too far away. About an hour to go to a decent beach. DL, is there any difference having a dog there versus USA? Yeah. Some of the dogs here need adopting, and they need people to take care of them because there's a lot of dogs that get put to sleep here because nobody takes care of them. There's some beautiful, wonderful dogs out in the street that I see sometimes that are well worth getting, you know. Avalon says they are called bag packers. Sadly, digital nomad. They're talking about, that was the word I was looking for. Digital nomad visa they're talking about doing. So it'd be for digital nomads, okay? And that's well worth looking into. Let's see. Yeah, so that's the one. Bryant, let's see.
Hold on a second, guys. Here we go. PH Expat Preppers is the digital nomad visa. That what you were thinking of? Yes, that's the one. Steve C says Northern BC hard to believe these guys want to risk having a baby at the age unless they've never had any. Then it's understandable. There's a lot of guys over here that have kids. Not too many, but there's still a lot. And some of the guys that have kids, it's at their age, it makes you wonder because you know they're going to die before the kid hits 20. You know, and that's kind of sad. So they'll be left without a father. 1417, I'm married for 7 years, but I'm not with her. Can I get the 13A? I'm married for 7 years, but I'm not with her. Can I still get that? You probably could. I'm not really up on the 13As. I'm more up on the retirement visas, guys. So I really can't answer much, but I would probably say yes, you probably could on that. Chuck 619, 120 watching, only 55 likes. Come on now. Thanks, Chuck. Dave Wilson says, do you drink the water there? No. They say in Manila that the water is very safe there, but I think it's questionable. You can get a water tester on Lazada. I have one around here somewhere. I don't know what I did with it. I'll have to check and see if I can find it. Sunray Moonbeam says, amazing what fasting does for you. I've extended fasted for 3 to 5 days regularly and 10 days once. Gregory Jensen says, digital nomad visa is a new possibility. Yes, that was the one I was talking about. I just drew a blank. Brian S. says, are there regular times and places where you meet other expats who live in the PH? Yes. If so, where do you announce those? I'm new to watching your channel and appreciate your insights. Brian, if you contact me at Steven5975, send me all your information, your phone, your email, and your full name, and I will just ask to be added on my list. And when we do the dinners, I'll let you know, and you can come. We will be doing one probably within the next week or two. I haven't done one. I was going to do one at the end of this month, but I've been sick, so we haven't done one because of that. Okay. PH Expat Prepper 1417. Nope, she needs to be with you for the 13A. Well, there's your answer, man. Avalon says, Steve, please try B complex. Will help nerves. I've actually been taking B. They give me a synthetic form of vitamin B, and I also take a multi-pack of vitamin B too. For Android 101, I also want to thank Steve for the reality checks. I'm a guy who thought $700 a month would be enough, and it is if you never do anything or unexpected medical and no girlfriend. Don't come cheap. Yeah, you definitely can't live here on $700 a month. That's just a given, guys. Don't think you can come over here and live on $700 a month, please. You'll just be you'll be asking for money, you know. My big fat Filipino life says, amidst the Paul Zoom world info and now another bombshell with another expat in Dumaguete showcased on videos with an enormous record of scamming people. Do you worry about mingling with other expats? I'll tell you something. Some of the people that we bring in here, I used to think it was like 5 to 10%. I would say it's like 20 to 30%. After you get to know people for like 6 months, some of them have big problems. And they might not show you right away, but after a while, people unpack all their baggage from the U.S. and they don't take care of their baggage before they come here, and then you start seeing it. And some guys come over here and you think they're the friendliest guys in the world, and then you find out what they're really all about. We've had that in our group a little bit where we see people and they're just, most of the people that we have in our group now, or all the people that we have in our group right now, are solid pretty much. I can pretty much state that. But we've had some people that we've had some problems with. And, you know, there's no denying the fact that we do have problematic expats still coming in here. And it's whether they're tourists or SRRV or whatever, we've seen some people that have all kinds of issues. And most of it's mental health issues. And narcissistic behavior, other things like that. We've had all kinds of problems with stuff like that. But, I mean, for the most part, most of our guys are rock solid, good guys that are left in our group right now. And I'm thankful that we do have those guys. I mean, we have a lot of great people in our group now. We have 200 members in our group in total on our list, and we have anywhere between 20 to
60 people show up at our get-togethers, and we always have fun, no matter whether it's 20 or whether it's 60. We always have fun. Timmy says $700 is possible. Get used to living like a Filipino. $700 a month as a retiree over here sucks. I'm just gonna say that, you know. Rajan Bingala Travel says Wells Fargo is in Manila, Cebu, and Davao. Cash machines honor the debit card as well. Is a partner bank of Metro Bank too. Timmy says, "Hi Timmy, hi time, H, Timmy." Let's see. Hey Timmy. Weems says the older the father is, the more chance the kid born with defects. Yeah, it's true. That's why sperm banks do not take donations from guys past 35. Sam Lloyd says, how difficult is it getting a driver's license? Do you really need one, or is it problematic? No, it's easy to get a driver's license over here. It's easy. You got to be here at least 6 months. We were talking about that earlier. One of the guys come in and says it is 6 months. For the SRV holder, you can get it almost fairly quick. You just need to talk to Belle at the PRA, and she'll help you. Okay, RLV, $700 a month, rated to patronize the Carinderias, local eateries. Yeah, you're gonna be eating at the local eateries on that money. Yeah, $700 a month, man. I couldn't even imagine living on $700 a month over here, because money goes so fast over here, especially with the inflation over here. Don't even think about coming over here, guys, on that. 1,500 or more. Renee Jimenez, sometimes I fast. It depends on what she cooks. Saturn 60 says, assuming the long care tourist visa extensions are here to stay, I don't see the benefit of digital nomad visa other than marketing. Yes, I think they're doing that though more for like long term. I think they'll do that more for long term people, because they're proving that they're working. And maybe if they do the digital nomad, maybe they would change the tourist visa then. It's a possibility, but I doubt that they're going to change that 36 months. I don't think that's going to happen. But the digital nomad could change that. Who knows? We still don't know yet. I'm 90% solid, 95% solid that I'm going to change the 36 months. Dave Wilson, some of your older videos, you are in a different place, surrounded by a garden, and now in a city apartment. Why the change? I'm actually in the same place. I've been here for the past 5 years. The surroundings have changed a little bit. The color of the house has changed, and I've fixed it up a little bit more. But I'm not in a city apartment right now. I'm actually way down back in like a jungle setting here. Anybody that's been to my place will tell you my place is it's close to town, close to a major bypass here. 100 feet up here, I can grab a Jeep and go over to Dasma. But I'm down here where there's no smog. I got golf courses behind me and Conchu, and it's really quiet out back here. And there's mostly jungle and fields and golf courses. Mo Ween says, do Filipinos take their shoes off in the house like Koreans? Yes, most people take their shoes off before going into a house, yes. Not all, but most do. Timmy, dinner and pudding. ROV says, Steve is located near beautiful falls and resorts. Yes. Not resorts so much. There are resorts around here. There are waterfalls in Conchu, in Tracy. Okay, a lot of people don't know that. We do have a beautiful set of falls over in Conchu. You can go over there, and it's not too far from here. Actually, I've been there. I actually did a video on it too. Anthony Thompson, do you buy a case of bottled water there, or do you get how do you get your drinking water? Actually, we buy cases of it. And 7-Eleven's been having a sale on La Mineral water for half price of what it usually is. So when it goes on sale, I buy cases of it, and it's well worth the deal. And I heard that they got another shipment coming in this week, and they might be on sale again. So I'll probably buy all of what they have there. One of the other guys bought 10 cases the other day, and that's when you buy it. You buy it all. Steve C says, you'll be sleeping in a hammock on the beach on $700. LOL. Yes, with a tarp. $700. I mean, your apartment alone is going to cost you $80, and your air conditioning is going to cost you another $100. Your water is going to cost you like $12. Your Wi-Fi is going to cost you like $60 for decent Wi-Fi. You're already up for it's grown. Your budget is already growing rapidly. Your food, your medical. $700 isn't going to get you any insurance, so you won't have any backup or protections, Northern BC life. Steve, did you ever live elsewhere in the Philippines than Tracy Martinez, and how did you like it? I hadn't lived there. I've been to other places. I've been to Boracay. I've been to Ackland. I've been to Iloilo. I stayed in a place called Bugasong in Panay. Um, Timothy Darling says Al Pacino's 81 and his wife is having a kid. Not for me, but not judging. We boil water twice in Manila and Duma, and even here in Hong Kong. I heard in Manila the water is drinkable, so that's what I've heard. I'm not sure if that's true, but that's what they say. Mr. Brissa says I'm getting a 13A Philippines visa after getting married. Timmy says a $700 a month, you can rent a room and eat local food, maybe fine. Um, I, I just can't imagine living like that, on $700 a month. I mean, it sickens me when people, why would you want to retire on $700 a month? Even if that's all you have, you still got options in the Philippines. You could work a guard job or something like that to subsidize your income. Stub Max says, thank you for choosing the Philippines as your retirement place. I'm also a U.S. veteran enjoying my vacation here in Cavite. Thank you. Thank you, folks. Enjoy your stay, and God bless us all. Alfred C. says, have you tried infrared heat lamp therapy for deep tissue healing? It helped me big time on shoulder pain. I use cold laser therapy. I can show you. I have a flashlight that's a cold laser therapy here, and as you can see, that's the cold laser, and it does work supposedly. This therapist back in the States that use it, and it's been proven to work. I put it on the painful spot, and it does help. Timmy JP Sears. For Android 101 digital nomads, I've met plenty, mostly constant self-promotion and hustling. Mostly millennials, some quite creative, fierce competition, not collecting Social Security research at first. Yeah, not getting Social Security or not putting into Social Security can be dangerous. Mr. Brissa says, realize your Filipina owns the 13A visa, and if it hits tough times, she can request your visa be revoked. It is true to a certain point. Once you get in a fight with your wife or whatever, it's pretty much done. They can have you kicked out. That's why it's best to have a SRRV visa, and they can still try to have you booted out one way or the other, or make it really hard. Timmy says, I adore the Filipino blue walls. I actually like that color. I wouldn't say that's Filipino. Even back in the States, I've had houses where I've had that color blue. Mr. Brewster, yes, that is true, but my bigger fear is after 17 years being married, if she got in a wreck, for example, and passed, I turn into a Taurus, fixing this very soon. For you guys that want to switch to a safe visa, switch to the SRRV, especially if you're ex-military, man. I can help you do it. We can, the consulting firms out there charge $1,000. Me and Mary Rose, we don't charge a nickel. Mary Rose gets paid by the PRA to help you. So just FYI on that, if you guys need help on that. So we got 136 people, 77 thumbs up, guys. Hit that button. For Android 101, hey, what I meant to say is I am going back to the USA for 2 years to wait out taking SS. I actually live in $400 a month, but even spending $300 to $400 more wouldn't change my life significantly. Timothy Darling says, yeah, I really enjoy watching so many vloggers, but wow, there are some real scammers. World Zoom guy, and at least Mark called him out when others did not. We called him out too on the live stream. We were one of the first people that mentioned him, I believe, was in our live stream. People, no need to bullhit and tell truth, in my honest opinion. I agree. I don't know what to think of that guy anymore. I think when you get out of jail, you want to kind of move past that. So I think some people lie about, things when they get out of jail because they want to cover that up and they want to move on. It's possible he's changing. Who knows? Only he knows that, Cirillo Caparanga. So I don't want to put down the guy and, give the guy a fair shot. But, I mean, I can understand why some of the things he says. Hi, Steve. Which bank do you maintain your account here in the U.S.? I go to a credit union called Metro Credit Union. It's up in Chelsea, Massachusetts, and you can also go through the State Department Federal Credit Union, which is for expats. It does cost $70. You have to join some organization to join, and you'll be the same as embassy workers, okay? And they do all online banking pretty much. Brian S., you can use your U.S. driver's license for 3 months. Yes, after 3 months, it is invalid. Applying for a license is easy. No driving test, just written. Actually, it's over here. There is no test. Um, you just fill out a paper and you transfer your license over to the Philippines. That's what I did, and I had a license for 5 years, and I just got a license now for 10 years. So my license is good for 10 years now. Timmy, get an international license before heading over. That only helps for a certain amount of time. Lizio Morado says, hello everyone watching here from Cebu. How you doing, Liesel? Hope I get your name right. Timmy, Liesel is single and ready. There we go. Let's see. Dickie Spaz says, millennials need to realize if you're not paying or have low earnings, your SS benefits will be on the low side also. Exactly. There is a minimum, but it's very low. Doug Gilmore, especially if you have WEP. WEP kills you, because I have WEP, because I work for a municipality, so it kills me on that when I collect it. I'm not collecting Social Security yet, so I'm not 62 yet. Doug Gilmore, if someone is in really bad health and up against the 36 months to leave the Philippines, what could they do? Could they get an exemption? It's possible. The BI has done stuff like that before. For some people, you can go to the BI and ask them if possible they can stay longer. Maybe they could even change you into a different type of visa or something. I know they can help you with stuff like that. You have to approach them and ask them for that type of help. I also have an attorney. If anybody ever needs an attorney and wants the attorney to do some of the footwork, and she can find out for you or ask for help. Lazy Larry Lee, taking your shoes off is an Asian thing. I have friends from China. They also take their shoes off. PH Expat Prepper says, Liesel Morodo, hi Miss Liesel. For Android 101, quality vlogging is hard work. What Steve does is really hard work. I've heard a couple vloggers say they vlog because they are retired and bored and don't want to sit in bars and drink all day. Well, it is hard because vlogging, as much as I do like a 10-minute video, I spend 3.5 hours on the phone every night usually, and plus we do the live streams once a week, and sometimes I go up to the PRA during the day to help people get their SRRV. It is a lot of work. I mean, we don't make a killing. A lot of people think our channel makes a killing. We don't make a lot of money because we don't do Patreon. We don't do any of that. We just tell people watch our ads, and that's all we get. You'll never see me doing super chats or asking for money. Dan Royals, got to do a recon of Baguio rentals. I might be going up that way. I'm going up to Zambales probably pretty soon. PH Expat Prepper for Android 101, correct. It's work. It also fills the time and keeps things exciting. Liesel Morodo, hey, Timmy at PH Expat Prepper. Jeeves Winston, what about a Bentley or other high-end water filter? There's some cheaper filters you can get to add. I have a filter right on my sink here, one of those ones with a small thing, and you just turn a knob and clean water comes out. But it doesn't filter out everything. But it's pretty good. Takes out the tastes and stuff like that. Craig Jordan, PH Expat Prepper, and a convenient stream of potential income. Tom Pear, are you still eating the black rice for mental health? Black rice is actually good for sugar diabetes. I was eating black rice. It does make a mess when you cook it because it bubbles over really heavily. I'm going to start buying some more, though, because I do like the nutty flavor of it. It is a really good rice to eat. Timmy, I'm heading over with no income since I'm only 56, but will have a large amount of cash to keep me afloat, at least to hold me over till I can collect SS, but I may bounce back and forth from America. Those are your key years for Social Security. Be careful unless you have extra money coming in. Avalon CBD oil is very helpful for some. Timmy, $700 is more feasible in Thailand. I don't think $700 is feasible anywhere. Let's be reasonable here. $700 is passe now in Asia. And you can pretty much say it almost anywhere over here. $700 is, some people say, yeah, Thailand, you can do it over there. I don't think so. It's probably possible, like it's possible over here, but it's dangerous to live on that, For Android 101, I can't comfortably retire on 700, guys. I am saying Steve is right. I'm going home while I still got cash and a free place to live. Got a big pile of money too, but why burn it down? Exactly. Peter says, hi Steve, how are you? Do you still Am I still in pain? Yes. Mostly in the morning, and it kind of works its way out of my back. And when I sleep at night, for some reason, I'm not sure why. There's something to do with my sleeping that's throwing it off a little bit. And I never had that problem before, but now I have it. So Hector Gubat says, any Air Force veterans linguists on here? Avalon, are they changing SRV to 2 years? Yes. We went from 1 year to 2 years. Mine is actually a 3-year one because I caught it at the last moment. I was really lucky. So I got 3 years out of it. Dom the Explorer says, I wish I had started on the SRV doc sooner. Another month delay on my arrival. Peter says, hey Steve, are you still in pain? Yes. James Elias says, if you are a veteran, get USAA checking account and credit card before going to the Philippines. Timmy says, the SRV gets put in escrow. You don't lose that 20K. Correct. A lot of people think that they lose that money. The only money you lose is the application fee of the $1,400, guys. And that does get interest on that money. For Android 101, unexpected medical, though cheap, ran me $200 a month more than budgeted for. Just saying, heed Steve's warnings. Yes. Have some money. Dave Wilson, what is the name of the group that you mentioned? How does one sign up? If we have our expat dinner get-togethers, okay, and we just meet up maybe once a month, sometimes twice a month, depending on me and how much time I have. And you can contact me at steven5975@yahoo.com. Send me your information, like your email, your phone number, and your full name, and I'll put you on the list, and we will contact you every time we have a get-together, okay? And sometimes Michael Onstad, the insurance guy, goes there. We have the guy from Daz from Titan Fitness and Olivia. So if you like to join a gym and you live in this area, they can talk to you. There's a lot of people there, wonderful people that you can talk to and hook up with and make new friends. A lot of good people with the two Franks. We have Gary. We have tons of people. Rich Sinfuls. Tons of people that go. It's too many to mention. Timothy Darling, Timmy, be careful, because I know many guys who came without pension or any income, and almost all failed. And some of these guys get scammed by women over here that tell them to invest in something, and it doesn't make a nickel, or the family scams it out of them. Unless you really do a long-term plan and stick to your budget, look into teaching English online. English online is actually getting harder. I took that TEFL thing, and I have the TEFL certificate, but I ended up doing vlogging, of course, because the vlogging took off, and I've been lucky. Artco Drone Solutions. Hello, Timmy and Timmy at Timmy. James alias Peter at Peter. Okay. James alias says also child swab checking is good to have. No ATM fees. Anthony Thompson says, Steve, I'll be contacting through your website. Contact me through my email, steven5975@yahoo.com. I have some things to discuss with you about former Filipina I was talking to online. Okay, you can contact me. Just ask me for my phone number. Okay, and we can talk. Hello at Liesel Moroto. Steve C. I haven't paid in for a while. Last I checked, I should get $1,400 a month. That's not too bad. $1,400 a month is more survivable than $700. But I tell people $1,500 is what you should have. In all honesty, even $1,500 I think is too low. That's why I said a sweet spot of $2,000 to $3,000. You're living like you're retired, and you're having fun. $1,400, you're doing it, but you're not going to get out too much. You're probably not going to travel much. Timmy says, I considered being an online tutor, but not sure. Let's see. Lisa Moroto says, hello, Lazy Larry Lee. How are you today? Harry B says, I never hear any foreign vloggers talk about barangay shakedowns. Like when I lived there, I had them always hitting me up for extra protection, which meant pay or we will slash your tires. For Android 101, For Android 101, WEP kills me too, which is another reason I'm going home to work and live for free. Y'all might want to research what a substantial year means in SS talk. Mr. Brister says, realize that Social Security office located in the U.S. Embassy supports the entire Southeast Asia region. Making appointments as early as possible is recommended. Yeah, I heard that. Yeah,
somebody was telling me that they make appointments now. It used to be you could walk in there, and that I guess disappeared. But I'm not sure of that. I haven't been in there recently, and I'm actually going to go in there soon because I have to talk to them about stuff. Lazy Larry Lee, Liesel, I am doing well. I hope you are well. Andy Jackson says, hi, Steve. Uh, refer your visa help. Is it only for American expats? No, I help everybody. As far as getting the SRRV, if you want help with getting an SRRV, Andy, it doesn't matter what country you're from. If I can help you, I'll help you. You know, and you don't have to be a veteran or anything. I help expats because I want to see people succeed over here. I think if you can succeed getting your visas here and getting the help to get in here and learning things to get in here, I think that's the best way to have a good start over here, because that's the key. Some people get frustrated over here, and I think that offering help to help people is the best way to keep those people successful. Because once you get past like the 3 to 6 month mark, you're pretty safe usually. Pretty much you learned everything you need to know over here. Lizio Morodo says, I am Lazy Larry Lees. Thanks for asking. Artco Drone Solutions. I was just in the Philippines in April. For Android 101, it means if you don't work enough days in any calendar year, the entire year does not count. I missed a substantial year by 2 to 3 weeks in some years when I was a kid. Unbelievable. Like Web killed me too, because I missed sometimes by just a few dollars in some cases. Lynn says, good morning, being busy with my thesis. Nice to see you again, Steve. Thanks, Lynn. Mark Schaefer, hey, Steve, do you foresee any kind of scenario where the PH stops allowing expats to move there? No, absolutely not. If anything, I think they'd probably do things more to open it up because they want to see that money come in here. A lot of people promote these false scenarios of they're going to shut off visas and stuff like that. That's just to get people to watch their videos. I think that's a bunch of hokey. And that's why I don't watch a lot of other bloggers. Every once in a while I will, and I have to comment because there's just too much garbage out there. That's why I did that video the other day talking about the 36 months there, because it's not going to happen because there's restricted and unrestricted countries. And they don't talk about that ever. Fresh Aloha says, taking off your slippers happens in the United States too. I grew up in Hawaii and everybody there takes off their shoes. That's a lot of Asian people there though too. When entering homes, took me years to get out of that habit after moving to the USA. Craig Jordan, the Philippine Info Channel, how many hours a week do you work on your channel? Wow, that's a good one. Probably about 40 to 60 hours a week sometimes, you know. It varies from week to week because sometimes I go into Manila to help people get their SRRV, and that takes, sometimes it's 1 day, sometimes it's 2, 3 days, sometimes they do airport pickups, things like that. I go in with Ruben just to, you know, meet the person coming in, help them out, help them get settled and stuff, and then, you know, we charge like a small fee for that, just for the driving. I don't charge a nickel. You know, if I go to the PRA with you, well, I'm with you there till 1:30 usually, and we usually have to leave here at 5:30 in the morning, sometimes 3 a.m. if we pick you up at the airport, and we're with you probably till 1:30 to 3 o'clock during the day. So sometimes we're with you for 12 hours. So yeah, it can be a long day. You know, let's see. Artco Drone Solutions. I'm thinking of retiring in the Philippines 2 to 4 years. Tom Pierce says, I hit the first like today. The live stream is great. Is like a treat. A whole show with no commercials. There we go. Dickie Spaz says, Sinful's taking the night off this week. Yes, Sinful is actually not feeling well. He was down in Palawan, and he's just not feeling well today. So I hope he feels better soon. He's missed on the channel tonight for sure. Gene Lamb says, I sent $500 to one of my relatives each month in the Philippines, and he's barely making it. I also give him some money for his medications. That's only for one person. So there you go, guys. I mean, that tells you right there. Lynn says, bye. Click the thumbs up, guys. Bye, Lynn. Liesel Morodos has been planning to stay there in Manila, which is one of the best. Which one is the best place to stay, Makati or BGC? BGC is better, but Makati's not bad. I would say that they're both on the same level, depending on where you live in Makati. Okay, but Makati's beautiful. Del Grady, 700, and you live like a king in the Democratic Republic of Congo. Maybe there you do. I'm not sure. I can't speak for the Republic of Congo, but I wouldn't want to live there. Lynn says, done. Avalon, recent airfare. JFK to Manila, 2,600 round trip, outrageous. Baguio means typhoon on Tagalog. Nice and cool, but very crowded with traffic choked, but fresher air. A lot of earthquake tremors, nice strawberries. Yeah, I see strawberries up in Manila and up in Quezon City recently. They're selling them in the streets, and they come down from Baguio. They bring them down at night. Peter says, "Hey Steve, the pain probably comes from inflammation." Yes, I can feel the inflammation. And there's a big bump on my back. When the massage therapist touches it, it really hurts like crazy. And doing low carb diet is a game changer. Low carb diet or keto will prevent cancer, lower inflammation, combat heart disease, and it's free. Liesel Morodo says, Peter, I do fasting. Is that good? An American in Cebu, Avalon, wait until fall. Summer fares are double right now. JFK to Cebu or Manila is less than 1,000 on Singapore Airlines. Come September. Sometimes the Chinese airlines are really cheap, but you have to stop in China like I did. And I did not like China Airlines, China Air, any of those airplane, the Chinese airlines. I can't stand. Timmy, life is short, and stuff going in my life. Should have probably mentioned that. May not be around to collect SS. Avalon says sleep sideways with a knee boost. I do sleep like that actually, and that does not help. I will really help your body together as one unit. You will roll left or right. I'm doing that, but I just started doing it. My therapist helped me with that. She just sent me that stuff. Nitty Myra says, I think if you own a condo and have no rent to pay, then maybe 700. Condos, you have condo fees too, don't forget. And there's pool fees too. So in most places you have to pay a pool fee. Some you don't. Okay. But even on $700 with no rent, because rent here is cheap. I pay $80 a month here. Your electric bill for the AC is going to be expensive. It could be anywhere from $2,500 all the way up to $7,000 in most places. I pay almost $6,000 a month. Artco Drone Solution says, "Hey Steve, I was just in Nyack visiting friends and have video of it on my channel." Okay, that's close by. Gene Lamb says, "Sorry, send." Let's see. For Android 101 in Cambodia, actually, I really live on $400. This is about as cheap as you can get in Asia. I have a nice apartment with AC. It would take $700 in the Philippines to replace my lifestyle here. Not worth it. Yeah, it's definitely different in Cambodia. Cambodia is I don't know if I'd want to live in Cambodia though. Cambodia has lots of issues from what I've heard. I'm just telling you from what I heard. I used to live in Billerica, Massachusetts for a while, and I also lived near Lowell, and there was a lot of Cambodians there, and they were telling me the way they lived in Cambodia, and they were glad they were in the United States. So I don't know. I've never lived there, so I can't really say. Peter Lizio, I do a 24-hour fast from time to time. I lost 50 pounds. For Android 101, this is an experiment. I've been in Asia a long time. Liesel Morodo, I can do it at Peter. I usually do 18-6 fast and do some walking too. I need to do some more walking, 10,000 steps again like I was doing in the park. The park's actually open again, and I got to get out and get over there and hit the 10,000 steps. Timothy Darling, sorry if I seem to be hitting on World Zoom Guy. Everyone deserves a second chance, but why come try to start a new life and lie to people? Totally agree with you, Steve. Next to impossible to live here on 700. Yeah, the World Zoom Guy, I understand why some people say he's still lying. I'm not sure if he is. I can kind of understand why he doesn't want to talk about the stuff. He's ready to move on and people are hitting on it. When I saw it and I read about it, the thing that ticked me off was the newspaper had said something about him being a fake Navy SEAL, and it did say that. So when you talk about that, it's stolen valor. He says he did not. He says that's a lie. The newspaper did say that. I'm just going off what the newspaper said. So who knows? Only he knows that. And that's on him. But if he's ready to move on, good luck to him. That's all I can say. I have nothing against the guy. I just thought that that kind of ticked me off being a veteran. There are some questions about what he said about being a CEO of a veterans
place or some hospital or something like that. I don't think there is a CEO of veterans hospitals, not that I ever heard of, unless he's talking about a private place that works to helping veterans or something. I don't know. I don't know what he was talking about when he talked about that, so I can't really comment that much on it. Avalon says only invest in lingerie, San Mig, Tandui, and Roadhouse. Andy Jackson says I'm a Brit, Steve. Thanks. Okay. Peter says, Lizelle, if you lower your carbs to below 20 and up your fat intake, it's very easy to do. For Android 101, Wandering Wolf, yes, I can do it on 350 without extra cold drinks. Let's see, Rent 125, Electric 25-ish. I lived in China for 15 years. Gilligan's Island doesn't exist anymore. No, it does not, for sure. Alizio Morodo, I don't rice for 2 years now. Peter. Speaking of Gilligan's Island, when I used to go to Boracay, it used to be back in the 80s. It was a lot like Gilligan's Island. They had nice thatched huts that you could rent with AC in them and a nice bathroom and everything. And it was a nice place to go. It's changed a lot now. Jimbo Al, it's too crowded. I just watched one of Sunshine videos. He said 750 a month sounds like a little low, but he's doing it. He said. I don't know. I've seen Sunshine Shoulders do like a lot of parties and stuff like that, like get-togethers with inviting people, and I'm not sure how he does that. I'm not sure if that's part of his $750 a month, and I'm sure it isn't. I don't think you can live on $750 a month and live decent. I don't know how he's doing that. I think that's an exaggeration. I mean, I don't want to knock the guy, but I don't think. I mean, if I showed you my budget, and I've showed my budget many times, it's not $750 a month, and they're not even close. That's more than that 2,000 to 3,000 range, and you have bills here just like you do back home. And I like to live a normal life. I don't want to be cutting back so much that I can't live. I want to go out to eat. I'm retired, I want to go have fun, go to the beach, go swimming, hang out with the guys. On Gherkin 9, Liesel Morodo, I do pretty much the same, 16-8 and daily walks. Wandering Wolf says for Android 101, wow, very impressive. Liesel Morodo, I used to be big Gurkha. Now I'm at 51 kg. For Android 101, retirement visa here is $189 a year. Wow. No paperwork, easy visa in the entire world. Cambodia don't come. Too hot, no beaches, no dating. That kind of sucks. No dating. Wow. That must be really rough. Mr. Brister, I am a stroke survivor. In March 2018, I'm now 63. I put off coming to the Philippines until I began receiving SS, established my startup fund, emergency fund, and get health insurance with Pacific Cross. Let's see. Peter says, Luzero, we should chat. LOL. Renee Jimenez, when you start collecting SS, will you slow down your vlogging? I don't know if I'll slow it down probably to like maybe 3 times a week or something like that. And lately because I've been sick, I haven't been doing as much as I usually do, which is usually like 5 times a week or so, or whatever it is, or 6 times a week sometimes. I've been kind of slowing down anyway, and I talked about that in the past, because I want to do a little bit more living, but I still try to do a vlog every day if I can. With the sciatica, it's been a little bit difficult, and because I've been trying to get away a little bit, and now that I'm single again, I'm trying to get out and put myself out there and have some fun and enjoy life a little bit. Lizio Morodo says my email is on my channel at Peter. LOL. For Android 101, Wandering Wolf, I too was going to wait out Social Security on savings and dividends. This is the wrong approach. Just supporting what Steve says. Let's see. Craig Jordan, Timothy Darlin, it is your responsibility to be wise consumer watching vlogs with your personal choice to not continue watching. That is your best weapon in protest to World Zoom. Yeah, World Zoom, if you disagree, you just don't watch them anymore. I don't want to, I usually don't watch other vloggers for the most part anyway. Somebody wrote to me and sent me all that information that I put out there. So I read it, and I said, this is worth talking about, because I felt when I read this stuff in the articles, I was like, wow, that's not good stuff, But he says he changed,
and he knows that people know now. I wasn't the only one out there that was putting out stuff. There was another guy, I think a British guy put it out, but he only got like 83 views when I saw it. But I didn't vlog it because of that. I vlogged it because of the person that wrote to me. Sai says, glad to see no negative stuff here. Yeah, we don't like to be on the negative side, and I don't like to slam other vloggers too much. Even when I spoke that, I says, he's got his story, and maybe he's trying to move on now. So who knows? So and I don't think it's really worth talking about anymore because he's come out and spoke, and it is what it is now. And it's your choice to do whether to watch him or not. Mr. Brister, my stroke is a pre-existing condition, and Pacific Cross will not cover any stroke-related issues for a year. My monthly SS is in the sweet spot. That's good. So you're in a good spot. We'll be in the Philippines in November. Mark Richards says, can you purchase spray deodorant in the Philippines, Arid Extra Dry? You probably can at some places, at some stores. I haven't seen. I've never looked for Arid Extra Dry. I use. Where is it? I don't even have it around here. I use Old Spice deodorant, and I also use some other one that has silver in it actually, and it works really good. Mary Daisy Gutierrez says, hi Steve, how are you? I'm doing pretty good. Let's see. Mr. Brissa says, the wait was definitely a wise decision. Let's see. Tal says, World Zoom did a response video. If you're interested, I did see it already. I saw him talking on there. Give the guy a fair chance. That's all I can say. If he messes up this time, that's on him. Damn cars. Do you know if Social Security increases if you have a dependent child? If you have a child over here, you can get more money if you go register that child. That's what I heard, because somebody recently did that, and they said he gets more money. He gets like 50% more or something like that. So if you have a kid over here, and that's why some expats have kids over here, or if you adopt a kid over here, you can get more money. For Android 101, I went to Boracay in 1989 when there were only 2 electric generators on the island. Bungalows were $180 to $3 a night. I don't remember them being that cheap. I remember they were like about $10 or $5 a night with an AC unit. Craig Jordan, the Philippine Info Channel. I remember those Spartan days of Boracay in the 80s. It used to be a popular destination for hikers. It was also a great place to get pizza because they had a brick oven pizza guy there, and the guy was like in his 70s or 80s. He was married to this young girl that was in her early 20s. And she was a nice lady too, a nice girl, and she really took care of him even though he was older. And he made good pizza, and he made breakfast pizza too, like with egg and sausage and bacon on there. It was really delicious. John Fetchko says, me and my girlfriend, Manila, Cavite City, and Angeles, all hotels and restaurant meals, 2 months, 2,500. Brian Adamson says, I like World Zoom. He deserves a second chance. I believe everybody deserves a second chance. So, like I said, just it's up to each person. You know what I mean? They can make their decision on it. I'm not going to put the guy down. Jose Rizal Foreman says, my Filipino wife and I retired here from HK. We live in the boondocks. Timothy Darlin says, yes, Craig, great advice. Totally agree. Craig Jordan for Android 101. In those days, Boracay had places to sleep for rent with a mosquito net covering. It was definitely some mosquitoes back then. I do remember that. Mr. Brister, damn cars. Yes, if a minor and you have let's see, hold on. Yes, if a minor and you have custody, for myself, my son receives 75% of my monthly number. However, my ex has custody and she receives his Social Security. Mario Galan says, message retracted. PW says, if you decide to return to the U.S. at some time, can you resume Medicare? Yes, absolutely. You can keep your Medicare while you're over here and still keep on paying if you want, so if you go back. But if you're planning on staying here and you don't plan on ever leaving here again, then why have it? Why pay for the parts that you have to pay for? I think it's Part B or whatever it is. But it might be a good insurance policy to have if you have something serious like cancer or something like that. Joshua Rizal Foreman, we have property and income and savings. Our kids are sorted and receiving an education, as is our family for the next couple of generations. Mark Galan says, I read up on some deodorants that have some aluminum. Yes, that's not good for men's health and as it lowers your testosterone levels. Yes, some of them don't have the aluminum, by the way. So there are some healthy ones out there. They have some sort of salts or something, or they have silver. The ones I have silver. Some of them. The ones that have silver over here, I forget the brand name, but they're really, really good. I wish I had one around here I could show you. But it has colloidal silver in there. Fresh Aloha. Hi, Steve. I am a little concerned about the extreme heat there. I grew up in Hawaii, and it gets humid and hot here, too. Have you been to Hawaii? And if so, is the weather there similar in terms of heat? I've never been to Hawaii, but yes, it is heat here, and there is a lot of heat and humidity here. But you can get one of those neck things. You can buy them on Lazada, and you make sure you have the cooling plates on them. And they use some sort of Peltier effect or something like that. I forget what they call it. And it lowers the temperature on your neck, and it keeps you cool. It does keep you a little bit cooler. For Android 101, Craig Jordan, in those days it was peaceful, quiet, like Gilligan's Island. It really was too. I remember that it was peaceful and it wasn't crowded. Place almost to ourselves. I wonder where she is. I wonder if she thinks about me. Sai did a lot of work in Massachusetts. Loved going to Buzzards Bay with the family. Let's see. It's about we got up to about 100 minutes, so we went way over on time tonight. But I'm gonna say good night here, and we'll try to be back next Saturday. If I'm not on next Saturday, we'll be on probably the week after. I want to thank you guys. Let's see. Yeah, Part B is required for TRICARE for life for military retirees. So just keep that in mind. But Part B is, you don't need it for, it's only for TRICARE for military retirees. I don't think if you're on, if you're getting VA disability compensation, I don't think you need to have the Part B, but I'm not sure about that. So it might be something to check into when you get ready to retire. Timothy Darling says sciatica is not actually a medical condition. It is actually caused by injury or pressure on the sciatica nerve. Yes, the best treatment, cold and hot packs. I do that. I do stretching and some medication too. Joe Kindle says thumbs up. Good night from Bataan. So guys, we'll see you guys probably in another week. God bless, guys. I hope you enjoyed tonight's show. Take care.